So yeah, Palworld finally being sued by Nintendo.
They finally dug up something they can make a case out of.
Yeah, I mean they said they were going to investigate back in January, so they've just been kind of digging into it from there. So it's apparently on a patent infringement, is what it's on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not character models being stolen or anything like that. And I did see where a patent lawyer did kind of dig into it a little bit as well, like patents that have been put in by Nintendo and everything. And what they speculate is what it is on the catching mechanics.
Yeah, because apparently Nintendo has patented throwing a sphere and catching a creature in a field.
Yeah, behind the shoulder, which is
That is a wild patent.
It's straight up Legends Arceus. Like that's what the patent was built for. You know what I mean?
It's like it's that, and I believe they've also patented this, like the spherical object to catch a creature with.
Yeah. Which whenever I saw that come out and people kind of, the patent lawyer kind of talking about that, the first thing I saw someone say is like, Palworld could do the funniest thing right now. And they just put up a picture of like a square, object to catch something.
I mean, that's literally, depending on how the lawyer or the judge decides it, they'll probably, if they call in favor of Nintendo, they'll have to change their spheres into some other shape and probably pay out a bit of money, unfortunately.
Yeah, like I saw the patent itself. Like I saw like the blueprint images of the patent and stuff. Like assuming that is what they got them on, Palworld's losing this. Like, I'm just gonna say it as it is. They're gonna lose this, especially when going up against Nintendo. So yeah, they're probably gonna lose this, and they're just gonna have to change it in some capacity. But
the main thing I've seen come out of this is ever since it was announced that it was a patent infringement.
Yeah,
it's pretty much been known, okay, it's some gameplay mechanic.
Yeah, it is.
Which then all I've seen really come out of this is just people bringing up the fact it's like, really wish it was like people couldn't actually patent gameplay mechanics.
Right.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people talk about that.
I was about to say, for all the people who were bringing up torches of Nintendo sue 'em, after they finally sue 'em, everyone was like, man,
Yeah.
what is this?
Especially like with how broad it can be. Because in one of the videos I saw of it, it was Moist Critical. Charlie bringing up another infamous gameplay mechanic that is patented and it cannot be used anywhere, which is the Nemesis system.
Yep.
Yeah, true.
And it's that, but the broad scope of which Nintendo's patent apparently reads as, they can go after anybody they want to.
Yeah. With that, I don't know. I'm curious you guys' thoughts. Do you guys feel like something like the Nemesis system, that's a kind of a fair thing to patent? I feel like what Nintendo patent, it's like, I get it, but it's like what John just said, they can go after almost anyone for that, couldn't they?
I was about to say, for Nintendo's patent is very broad because it's literally just a spherical object capturing creatures.
Yeah.
I feel like the Nemesis system is a fair patent as much as we don't like it because we would love to see that system more stuff.
True.
It is a fairly in-depth system and be like, yes, this is a very specific thing we have a patent on.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. The main reason I bring it up is just like the two parallels of which gameplay mechanics can be patented in. You have the very specific one, but then you also have these very broad ones that apparently Nintendo has been able to get, which, since they're going after Palworld, and assuming that these are what they're going after them for, because it's not clearly stated yet.
Yeah.
Even Pocket Pair doesn't, like, as of their last statement, hadn't been told what they were what they were infringing upon. So assuming that these are the gameplay mechanics that Nintendo's coming after them for, it just makes it where nobody else can use the systems in any capacity. Because, as much as we say, Palworld can change it to like a cube or something, that doesn't necessarily help them, because then they have to change the entire idea of the game, because they'd still be infringing on catching them or like throwing an object to catch them.
Yeah.
Right. I think, if I remember correctly, I think the patent was like literally just over the shoulder third person in a field catching monsters with a spherical object. Could they change to like first person or something and like change like to a cube? Or the game is all about guns. Can you use a gun to shoot and fire out something to catch?
In terms of that, it's just a matter of however the patent's originally worded and how the lawyers decide to spin it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. And do you actually see like Pocket Pair's like response? They're like, or like their statement was basically just, we don't know, we haven't been informed of what it is. We've just been served. So, I mean, we'll deal with it. Sucks that like a large part of our focus is being taken away from game development to deal with this, but I guess we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
He's like, he's basically like, we're trying to protect the integrity of indie games here.
Yeah.
It's like they're not necessarily doing it for just themselves at this point. They're like, I mean, these large corporations coming for us. What are we going to do? We're not going to... They don't say it, but they're like, we're not going to win. It's Nintendo.
I was about to say, they're just going to work around it and do whatever they can to keep their game going. So
yeah, whatever they got to do to kind of get the ninjas off their back. You know what I mean? They're gonna get got though. Like if like I said, if the patent is that patent is legit, what it's going after, Palworld's done. In terms of this court case, not in general. They're not gonna win. They're just gonna do the best they can.
Yeah.
The interesting thing I saw on it was like the patent for their Legends Arceus game. Like the patent they issued or they filed for the patent in like 2021.
Yeah.
It took it until the end of 2023 for them to acquire the patent, and then I think they filed for the patent. They filed for the same patents on the U.S. side as well. Mm-hmm. And I think I don't remember which one it was, but one of them was approved as of like the beginning of 2024. So these are relatively new patents as well.
Mm-hmm. So literally something that Palworld's Pocket Pair couldn't really look into and make their game around, so they wouldn't have to worry about it pretty much.
Yeah.
Also, because I can't help but bring this up, they're only going after them because they're successful, because their previous game, Craftopia, had the same gameplay mechanics.
True. True.
Part of Craftopia's like evolution system was creating a ball to catch an animal to generate power.
Oh god dang it.
Yeah.
So they've been doing this for a long time, and it wasn't until they became one of the most successful games in the world.
Yep.
Before Nintendo was like, you know what? Maybe we should go digging around and find something.
Yeah.
That we can get them with.
Yeah, just something. We can't have them be the new king of monster catching games because our last game kind of like was.
Well, I don't even know if it's definitely that it was the fact that it was successful, or more or less just people just blatantly going, Nintendo, where you at?
Yeah, Nintendo. Like, well, how can this indie team make this? And Scarlet and Violet is booty cheeks in terms of performance.
It is kind of funny because, like you said, that all the people who were like, Nintendo, get them, are now like, okay, Nintendo, we weren't serious. It's like we like Palworld. You didn't have to do this.
Yeah, it's like, you didn't have to go down this route.
I almost feel like it's because it's such a minor thing with the whole patent thing, and the fact that, as far as we understand from what the patents say, it is a newer patent, that it's still a possibility Nintendo would have eventually came for them.
Yeah.
But there's also a possibility they may have just let it go if public wasn't making such a big fiasco about it. But
yeah, possibly. You know how them ninjas are.
Yeah.
You know, they like to strike anybody and everybody.
Yeah, but they would have done it. They would have done it quietly.
yeah, it
They
wouldn't have been
would've.
that probably as public.
It's like Nintendo
Yeah.
would have like come after him quietly, and we would have heard about it at the end of this year, probably.
Yeah, we wouldn't have had
whenever
that.
everything was settled.
And
We wouldn't have had a Nintendo, statement out in January about this, where they put out a tweet about it.
Instead, what we got was Palworld came out, and every journalist site like on the internet was writing articles going, when is Nintendo going to go after them?
Right.
And now they have, and everybody's like, oh,
Oh, dang it, we
why?
weren't serious.
Why?
Yeah.
We didn't want this. It's not what it sounded like.
That's not what it sounded like, 9 months ago.
Because, I mean, people play Palworld, and as soon as that Sakura Jima update came out, people ran back to Palworld.
Yeah. I mean, it's still averaging like 30K.
I mean, people are probably falling off again now at this point. Since,
Yeah.
But even Pocket Pair's like, sure, people can leave our game. They can go play other stuff. We'll release another update to bring them back.
Yeah, it's like, they'll come back. They'll come back.
And by God, they did.
You know, whenever all the news broke and everything, everyone's immediate reaction is like, "Oh, they finally got him for those character designs," and it's like, "No, it's a patent one." It's like, "Oh, okay, never mind."
Well, it's like even the thing you put in our Discord, the title of the article got it wrong.
Yeah, I
and then
saw.
the description of it they got it right. Where
Right.
they're like Nintendo coming after him for copyright infringement, and then right below it, the heading of the thing was like patent infringement.
Yeah. Well, see, when it came to Palworld, I feel like everyone's knee-jerk reaction was going to be, "Oh yeah, if they're going to get sued by Nintendo, it's going to be copyright." You know, because everyone just they like to compare models. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, which is very valid. There's a lot of similarities. So it's like, everyone's immediate reaction. Oh, it's copyright. Oh, it's character designs. 100%. It's like, no, it's a patent infringement. Oh,
Well, that was
okay.
the thing of like even like a week after Palworld came out, that dispute was pretty much done because people could show you the differences between them.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they're very heavily inspired, but even then, it's like, well, even someone who has a basic knowledge of how to manipulate these models can show you that these are not exactly the same.
I was about to
which
say,
is what they would have to be.
a lot of them, like the Anubis and Lucario, if you put them together and showed someone who knew nothing, if you asked them if they were the same character, it's probably about 50-50 if they would say yes or no.
Yeah, same thing with Luxray and whatever that one counterpart of his looks like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Goes for a lot of them, though. A lot of them are like that. So, I don't know. You know, who knows when we'll see all this end up playing out. It's probably going to be early next
It's
year.
probably going to
Probably.
be a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably going to be like early next year. I just hope Palworld doesn't like have to go away. You know what I mean? I don't think so. I think they just have to they're going to have to pay out some money. They're going to have to pay out some money. If the patent thing's legit, they're going to lose and they're going to have to pay out some money. And then after that, just change the game some capacity. You know what I mean? Like I saw like a blueprint of the patent. If the patent is just strictly like, from my understanding, over the shoulder, third person in a field catching monsters with a spherical object. I don't know, just make it like first person. Use it where it's a gun and you're firing out like a cube or something.
No, because that's an up. They have an upgrade thing for being it. It's called a PAL launcher,
We'll just make that the
or
norm.
like a PAL sphere launcher. I don't.
Again,
if
Alex,
it's strictly overhand throwing a sphere, underhand throw it. Who cares?
Yeah, true.
yeah,
Sidearm.
Again, it's literally just based on however the patent's directly written up
Yeah,
as
true.
it was, as whatever it was assessed as, and then however the lawyers spin it.
Right.
Then they'll just have to change it from there.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see how this thing plays out. You know. Shout out to Palworld, man. Keep up the good fight against the ninjas.